God, do I love me some Castlevania. Now, unlike a lot of others, it wasn't one of the very first NES games I played. Hell, it wasn't even close to being one of the first games I ever played. See, I grew up on the PS2 and GameCube. If that doesn't give away my age range, I'm not sure what will. Anyway, I had played an NES when I was younger, but not a lot of it. I do have some faint memories of playing baseball with my stepdad, but other than that, I didn't play too much of it. I remember that we always used to make fun of the game, though. See, whenever you got a home run, it'd say, "Home Run Nintendo!" And we'd always joke about how they're self-advertising. But I digress. Later, we got a Super Nintendo, and I played a bunch of games on it. I bought my own games for it and stuff, but eventually we sold it. Trust me, not my idea. But then one day, my dad, not my stepdad this time, bought an NES. I was so excited, I went out and bought some awesome games. And Simon's Quest. And boy, was that a mistake. I actually played Castlevania 2 before the first one. Ugh, talk about goofing up. But a few weeks later, I went back to our local retro game shop and bought Castlevanias 1 and 3. And I fell in love. You know how a lot of people who grew up with Nintendo can beat a lot of the games in under 30 minutes and know all the secrets and shortcuts? Well, I'm proud to say that I've played Castlevania to the extent of mastery, if I do say so myself. I know the ins and outs of this game. When recording the footage for this game, I got to the Grim Reaper board in under 20 minutes, okay? Yeah, but don't get me wrong, this is a very difficult game. Man, I couldn't even tell you how long it took me to even come close to beating it. Hell, I haven't even beaten Castlevania 3 yet. I've gotten to Dracula's second form, but then I game over. It's just so hard. Anyway, there were a few months after I got it where I just played it non-stop, mastering every corner, okay, it's still hard. It's still very, very difficult. But that doesn't change the fact that I love Castlevania. I eventually did master it, and now I can get through the game without too many deaths. Oh man, I can remember the first time I beat it. It was about 3 months after I bought it, and I was homesick with the flu. I turned on the NES and got to playing. Somehow, against all odds, after a couple hours I had finally made it to Dracula. I beat him and finally finished the game. My patience had paid off. All that work finally led me to complete the game. It was amazing. That's one of my favorite parts about this game though, replayability. Now today, some people would look at this game and think, oh, it's like the same thing every time. Why would anyone want to replay that? Well, let me tell ya, you Mary Sue. Children's card games. Every time you play it, you get better at it. It doesn't matter how far you get into the game, just the more you play it and the more time you spend honing your skills on any level will increase your ability. Whether it be subconscious or conscious, you know that you're getting better, and that's some insane motivation. I mean, I guess the same can be said for any game. The more time you put into it, the better you'll be at it. Like, duh, right? But it's different with Castlevania. Some people, when faced with its insane difficulty, would throw down the controller and walk away. But most want to master it and get better and better until you overcome all the obstacles and defeat Dracula. Or until the game crashes. Okay, so during the process of recording footage, the game emulator crashed. I had just died facing the Grim Reaper and had just restarted at the last checkpoint. And I couldn't be asked to replay the entire game at this point, are you kidding me? I'm way too lazy for that. So, in conclusion, Castlevania is a tough-as-nails NES classic with an amazing difficulty that keeps me coming back, and God, do I love it.